This is weird. I'm a little nervous. It's been a couple of weeks. I almost forgot how to do this. I'm serious. It doesn't help that I had to just take a shot of Pepto-Bismol and pray that nothing happens during this live. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome back. I don't know who stuck around. For those that did and waited on me, I love you and I appreciate that so much. Caitlin, Joel Sachs, and it's also weird. StreamYard did an update, so it looks super different, and that's weird. Sophia, Katie Fulton, it's weird. Everybody's name has an at in front of it. Why? Marissa Martin. Oh my God, you guys. Okay, I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. West Coast Fancy, Nancy Lacey, Silver, Laura, Lou, mods, of course. I love you guys. Penny Belt, Don Davies, Laura Eastway. Is that right? Did I say that right? Starlina, Don Davies, Trixie, Aspire to Inspire. Look at this. This is crazy. I want to start crying. And don't think there won't be tears. HC from LBC, Noel, Anna Banana, DNV, Marie Marion, Lumen. I know. Did you guys think I was going to quit? I think some people did, and they were hoping for it. Jane Aldrich, Dreams of Elegance. That was Bohemian Luciferian Witch, because I recognize your picture. You changed your name, girl. Critters Creations. I didn't lose my memory. Mary Barons. Dawn Pariso. I hate that this all has an at sign in front of your names. Coffee and Compose. Welcome. Hey, Angie Gray, 10. Yeah, I don't know, Laura Lou. I don't know why. Armine. I don't know why it's doing that. It's annoying. Liz Tricks. MLG Gamer, this is confusing me, and I'd like to believe that I know my customers. Okay, Linda McMillan, it's throwing me off. Big Z, love you, Big Z. Hey, Callie Galley, I missed you too. Minnie Rose, Honey Lou, love you, Honey Lou. Elizabeth Vigil, I'm gonna get behind, and that's okay. Cotter TV, Meredith Lynn, I love you. Did you put an RN in front of your name since I've been gone? Dotsy Lynn Huffman. Same here. Look at this. This is Elena Rainerman because I know her picture, but okay. It's a different name though. You know what I mean? Drive-in fan, the Zitos. This is what I mean. Look at this. That's Debbie Zito. We all know that's Debbie Zito. Love you, Debbie. Why is this throwing me off? Yeah, why is my name changed? I saw, isn't that special? Can we just take a moment to say I recognized her picture? That's Bohemian Luciferian Witch. Nana Tracy Murphy, why are your names different? I think YouTube did this just because I took too much time off. Hey, Carrie Ann, Peggy Collins. I'm glad we're Facebook friends now, by the way. Thanks for the request the other day. Let's see. It's Jamie Palmer. Why is it doing this? Because it doesn't want me to have a channel. Solo Traveler, Linda Paralysis' name is the same. Miss you too, Laura Eastway. Baby Steps is here. I love Baby Steps. I did have a good time. Today's the first day. Hey, Rain, that I've put on makeup in like 4 or 5 days now. I might have forgotten how to do it. Hey, Muzi, I've been reintroduce yourself. Sarah Cray Cray, I have been not so great. Joe isn't here, but he wants you to know that. I'm not here. Love you, Joe Virus. Thought about you the whole time. Shelly Kelly, I almost changed my username. Good thing I forgot. I'd be mad about it, so don't do it. Not on the first day back, Shell. Let's try to make my job a little bit easy just for day one, having to readjust to things. You know what I mean? I love you, babe. Thanks for being a member. Penny Novata, good to see you too. Ruth Anna, Heather Carr is here. Jennifer, okay. Of course, this is going to give me problems as well. Jen Pookie is Jennifer P. Why is it doing it? It better be doing this on other channels. It's probably just me. It's giving our account names. I don't know why that is, but you're lucky that I know you guys by your pictures. There's Laura DePreet. I love Laura DePreet and John. See, now I know who you are, Dr. MLS. You're the one that said, I hate your hair. It looks stupid or whatever. And then you came back and said, I'm a hairstylist and I comment on everything you do, good or bad. And now here you are being passive aggressive. Wait, let's read it and just make sure it's passive aggressive before I open my mouth. Nice hair, glasses, and outfit. Okay. Oh, damn it. Sorry for noticing. Sorry for commenting. Wah. I comment on everybody. Signed the male misogynist doctor. You said that you were a hairstylist and you said you were a female. Let's just let's move forward with our lives because I honestly haven't been here in so long. I do have a memory of people, but we're not gonna let's clean slate it. All right. Either you want to be here or you don't, man, woman. Just popped in to show some love. Family time. I'll catch you. I love you, Rodney McNeil, and I'm happy to see you. Trixie, I'm not going to read that, but it's hilarious. It's a YouTube issue. Have already changed back. It will just take time. These were original names. We had to sign up for YouTube. Okay, so YouTube is doing it. Okay. Hey, Lydia Krause. Damn, am I really behind? Not terribly. Okay, Megan has seen this on other channels too. Hey, Christy Lynn Wilson. I know you're Elena Rainerman. It's weird because I, of course, know your picture, babe. It's weird. And in Ashby, it's doing it on other channels too. YouTube is such a large entity. It shocks me when they have such glitches. Here again, Georgia Burke. Hey, babe. Thank you. I am feeling a little bit better. Hey, Audrey. I was tan before I left, actually, Caitlin. I've been tan for a few weeks. I actually tanned a lot before I left. Oh, I love you, Lisa Kelson. You're an angel, babe. You know it too. Baby steps. It is on all channels. There may be a way to turn it off. I don't know. Okay, well, I'll have to Google it or something. But if it's going on all channels, it sounds like something I'm not doing. Like I can't fix. You know what I mean, girl? Thank you for your super chat. I love you and I'm happy to see you. I'm a little off. Okay, so we've caught up. Is that Heather Landau? See, look. Did you change your name? You change your name a lot, though, actually. Guys, Tina Mays. Thank you. It's 2 years. First of all, hey, Galen. Lady O is here. Hi, Lady O. It's been 2 years. I just want to let's just get that out of the way because that's a big deal. And I think that some people wondered about that. DS Kitty Diane, I missed you too. Don't mind the fact that I'm going to get very shiny and sweaty here quickly. So I don't know what I got. I don't know what happened. Hey, Joanne Hawley. I thought it was food poisoning. Okay, interesting. It's a new thing, Mary Barron says that YouTube is doing. Thank you, guys. Yeah, 2 years old. We've been around for 2 years. I thought I had food poisoning. Thank you, Katie Fulton. And then it kind of, Wanda Parks, thank you. It turned into maybe not. I don't think it's food poisoning. It was like light and then it got a little bit worse. And lots of liquid. And that's been going on for several days. And it's better now, but like the last few days, I haven't been able to, hey, Lady O. No, Lisa, I didn't. I haven't been able to control my body temperature. And that sounds weird, but like I don't have a fever. But I get super clammy. I can feel it already. I'm starting to sweat in weird places. And that's what's been going on. And I get super shiny and I haven't put makeup on in days. And, I love you, Noelle. You have been with me since day one. Thank you, Audrey. I've literally been watching you since day one, was blown away then and now by your wit, sense of humor, intelligence, and beauty. I love you. And we've known each other. Like we've talked behind the scenes quite a bit for that long too. Noelle, thank you for staying with me, babe. Yeah, like right here. That's Kaz. So weird. I hope they switch back. Yeah, I get hot, but then I get cold, Sophia. Like then I get a chill. Like I'll get hot and clammy and then I get a chill. Look at it's Mr. Bojangles. You should watch your first video ever to celebrate. You're a different person, says Big Z. I believe that. You know, Kathy Ann sent me something this morning.
Oh, he's so friendly too. And he's a nice person. He's a good person, but he won't kiss his mom. We try to get him to kiss the mom, but he won't. He says, I don't even really like my mom, but she's my only friend, and she gives me my lunchies.
Thank you, Noelle. No, Huxley did not get sick. And one of the places that we stayed, like, see, I'm starting to sweat. One of the places that we stayed at, there was a sick person. And So I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it was something I ate. At first, I thought it was something I ate, but then I was around somebody that was fairly sick. And so I just don't know. I don't know where it came from. I'm not overly freaking out about it. A lot of people have said, like, oh my God, go to a doctor. I get that. And I'm not against the idea, but I'm also still very much a Scientologist in that sense. Like, I usually wait a good week unless I really feel like I have to. 5 to 7 days is usually what I do. Been here from the start. Hey, teacher nurse, and I missed you too. Thank you for your super chat, babe. You have been here from the start. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It kind of ruined the end part of the fun, but I will say today is the first day I feel better. That's why we're streaming. I wanted to do something yesterday, but I truly couldn't control. Like I was like shivering, shaking, and then I was sweating like I'm doing right now. I don't think it's perimenopause because I am absolutely crapping liquid and I've already crapped myself twice today since the sun came up. So I'm pretty sure that's not a menopause issue, but I could be wrong and I could ask my friends. Uh, oh, really? That's so cool. Jojo, we had our first members only Zoom with Nora. I didn't know she was doing those. That's great. That's entertaining, I bet. You're right, Audrey. And I will. Here's the only thing though, guys. Hey, Donna Cooper, here's the only thing. I feel better today. Today's the first day I actually feel better. So I already said I'll go to the doctor on Monday if I need to, but I don't think I'm going to need to. I'm much better, much better. Trust me. Like I left the house today. I was able to do things today. I think I'm going to be okay. Reese, you've come so far. Thanks for sharing you. Carrie Ann, and again, you've been with me forever. Thank you, babe. Thank you for being here. And again, I'm proud of you for graduating. Thank you. Thank you for your super chat. What was I going to say? Hey, Leslie D. The Nora call was fun. I bet it was. Did she do 14 hours? Of course she didn't, because that's crazy. Who would do that? Mary Barons, thank you, babe. Happy anniversary, Reese. That is so nice. Guys, I can't believe it's been 2 years. Hey, Pattykins, I need to answer your message. I did get it. Yes. And thank you. I will answer your message, though. I'm behind on emails. I truly checked out, guys. I was going to stream. Hey, Tracy Lace. I was going to stream. Thank you, Dawn. You've changed so much from your first live. Thank you. I feel very different myself. That's what I was saying. Kathy Ann sent me something this morning. It was a YouTube clip, and I'd really like, hey, Kathy, are you in here? Do you think I could get away with playing that? There's like a little bit of piano music. Hey, Minnie Rose, to the background of that. So I wondered. I don't think it's a thyroid thing, Katie. It was definitely a stomach thing. Armine, oh my God. I wish I could, girl. Kathy, are you in here? I want to play that. I wanted to play that for everyone. Thank you, Renee B. Good to see you, babe. Thank you, Marie Marion. 2 years. Kathy may not be in here. She is in here. Kathy, can I play that, do you think? Or will the piano music do something? I've done stuff with piano music before and it hasn't made a difference. I love you, Joel Sachs. Fantastic to see you. You look great, even sick. Thank you. Well, we've streamed sick before, but this was bad. I actually couldn't do it because I would have been having to excuse myself. But then, one of my mods said today, it's relatable. Shitting yourself is relatable, and it's not like we don't admit to it. Do you know how many of you have privately messaged me and been like, hey, Reese, I thought of you today. I crapped my pants. I'm not kidding. And it's a warm feeling, not literally, like no pun intended there. Joel Sachs, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your super chat. I was wondering the same thing, Meredith Lynn. I can't no problem. I know, but I don't know if it's like some kind of actual music. I know Fred's music wouldn't get me because it's original to Fred, right? Don Pariseau, no gallbladder. I want to play this actually for you guys. Let me see if I can find it. And then I want to talk to you about other things. There's a lot to talk about.
Most people don't realize how many versions of themselves they've already left behind. The person you were 5 years ago, you barely recognize them now. Different fears, different priorities, different people you thought you'd never lose. You've outgrown places you once called home. You've let go of people you thought would stay forever. You've survived nights you were convinced would break you, and yet you rarely notice the shift while it's happening. Growth doesn't announce itself. You don't wake up one morning fully healed, fully changed. It happens quietly, in conversations you no longer tolerate, in boundaries you finally set, in the peace you start protecting without apology. The version of you reading this right now, one day, even this person will feel distant because you're still becoming, still evolving into someone your past self wouldn't even believe. Most people don't realize how many versions of themselves they've already left behind.
Okay, thanks. We just heard it. I really like that. I feel like that's very fitting for this channel right now. We are very different than we were 2 years ago. In some ways good, some ways not great, right? Melissa with 1S, glad you're back, and I missed you too, babe. Thank you for being a member. I love you. Thank you. No, you're not crazy, Renee B. It's YouTube, apparently. Reese is one of the very few I have watched since they first started their channel. It is time to celebrate. I love that, Lacey Silver, and you have been around. I'm going to get emotional. When is Joe still in here? I think my period's supposed to start anytime. It could be that. Georgia, thank you for being a member, babe. I really appreciate that. We are very different. Things are very different. We have gained a lot of new people. We've lost a lot of people. Yeah, Debbie, it is. 91M, yes. And it's very powerful. Hey, Air Supply. It's very powerful because the biggest message sorry, Joe. Okay. Thank you, Jennifer Ogle. The biggest message that I took from that is, yes, of course we've changed, but it is in small little shifts. It's in, thank you, Dr. MLS. It's in, it's small shifts, and it's in the boundaries that we set. And I really, really love that. I have a lot that I want to talk about, and I don't know that we're going to fit it all in today. And I have been doing a lot of crying. I've been doing a lot of, Catherine B. So weird that your name is different. I can't stay out to dinner. Are you back from New York? I can't wait to hear about your trip tomorrow. Guys, tomorrow is the Zoom call. Thank you, Kathy. It's okay. Thank you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. That's so nice. Thank you for your super chat, babe. Thank you, Dr. MLS. It's very kind. See right there. This is the reason that we stick around. I don't care if it grows. I don't care if it shrinks. This is the reason right here. Hey, Dee. I see you by your picture. I knew it was you. One of the reasons I have changed for the better is your channel, and that's worth celebrating. That is worth celebrating 2 years right there. And that's the reason we won't quit. Not going anywhere. I don't care what happens. I'm not going anywhere. I will say it was nice to take some time. Hey, Aline, take some time. And I'm going to get into that. Let me read a couple of things here. Through it all, you have chosen to fight, to learn, to grow, to learn, to continue to grow. You fight to be the best possible version of you. When you fail, you get right back up like a warrior. Lisa Kelson, that is so kind. And thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. I don't always feel that way, but I'm trying to see it that way. And thank you for saying that. Katie Fulton, this channel and you, Reese, have been with me through the biggest life challenges I've faced. I cannot express the depth of my gratitude. And Katie, you have been through a lot, and you've shared that with us. And again, you're inspiring, and you're very kind, and I'm grateful for you, babe. I love Katie Fulton. Liz Tricks, here's to being different. Loved you then, love you now. We'll love you in your next life phase. Liz Tricks, thank you for that. You are a big part of it. So thank you. Thank you for your super chat, babe. Carrie Ann, you've inspired me over these 2 years, and I thank you for it. Anna Banana, this community is family, and I'm so thankful. Guys, hey, Panda, this is what I mean. There's so much. I don't know how to even get into this. There's so much. Hey, Jane Aldrich. just there's I'm not going to share a lot about I did a lot of hey Donna Cooper reflecting on some things. I'm probably going to do this once a year. I've decided I'm going to try to do this once a year. Maybe even every 6 months take like 3 days off or something. Not because I'm sick or anything like that, but just take some time. I have been Abigail sent me a Bible and a journal, and I've been kind of reading that, and I'm glad to know you for 2 years now. You make us all laugh and cry and get angry, but we do it all together. You rock. I love you, Joe Virus. And again, you guys have been with me this whole time. Do you know how many people haven't been? Thank you. It means everything. It means everything. I love you and Rain. Hey, Linda Garden Lady. Love you, Reese. You're amazing and you are so strong. Thank you, Georgia Burke. I love you too. I really love you, girl. It's weird that we look like we're related, but you're so much cuter and your teeth are adorable and you're British. I had some time to meet new people. I'm not, hey, Copper Top. I'm not going to share a lot of details. I can't share a lot of details anymore as much because people unfortunately really get evil. I did, Tracy Lace. Thank you. People get kind of evil with the details in my life. I don't care if people want to make up rumors. I'm not concerned about things that people yeah, Panda, thank you. I'm not concerned about I don't care about rumors. I don't care about any of that, things that aren't true, things that people want to run with. But okay, Joe, but I don't want to feed people information about me that's private anymore because like I told you guys, I intend to move. I won't even be, hey, Lori Lee, I won't even be able to share with you probably where I move because people call Huxley's school and they're still doing it. So I'm going to be much more careful about that, but I can share with you details that of like lessons and things that I know that I learned. And hey, Susan Cook, and I'll share what I want to share, but I have to be really careful now. And it's unfortunate. I've talked about this. Like, it's weird to me that it's weird that I'm such a nobody that I literally am a nobody. No one knows me. No one cares. Not in the real world. No one recognizes me. Nobody gives a shit. And I like it that way. But it's so weird that I have to live my life like people know me because people try to mess things up for me. And I'm not going to go forward. I'm going to protect myself more. And Huxley, of course. So it's just weird. Like it's such a weird. The reason I keep saying weird is it's like, why do I have to be so careful? And yet at the same time, like being a nobody, but having to act like you're not a nobody is weird. It's weird. I wish people would just live and let live. I support that. You need to take time for yourself and also for Hux. We all need it. It's healthy. It makes me happy that you will care for you. Thank you, baby steps. I really did too. I unplugged. Like you may have text messages I still haven't answered. I didn't check my email. I didn't do anything. And doing that, I really recommend that for people because it puts things into perspective so much about what's really important. And baby steps, thank you for your super chat. Susan Cook, thanks for the super sticker, babe. I appreciate that. Thank you. There are crazy people out there, but there are people who just try to make life harder, and life is already hard. And so I'm not interested in people who are mean for sport, mean to get clicks and views, mean just to be mean. Most people don't take into account that weirdos are being paid to make you their business. Verba Boss, good point. Yeah. Hey, SoCal Joy. That's Joy. I can't think of her last name. YouTube needs to fix this. It's going to throw me the F off. I already have to know your YouTube names and your real names, and this is too much. This is like throwing me into a spin. It really put things into perspective on how, thank you, Tammy, how minimal this stuff really is. how much more my heart grew with gratefulness. I'm just very, very grateful for what I have here, who stays with me. Like I said, I don't care if this channel shrinks another 10,000. I'm just really grateful for what I have. I'm just going to be happy with what I have, right? It does, Shelly. Linda, thank you for your super sticker, babe. Thank you. Guys, thank you for that. That's really kind. Dr. MLS, a lot of people have said that. Hey, Rika, I haven't chatted much, but I've seen your growth and I've seen your strength. Wish you and Hux nothing but peace and happiness, which you deserve after leaving a cult. Rika, that is very kind of you to say. Thank you for that. It's very validating, actually. Thank you. DNV, Reese, I can't believe you ever the person from that first stream. You've changed so much and have become more used to being yourself. That is a great point. That is a great point. I agree with that, actually. Thank you, DNV. Thank you for being a member. What? Helena. Everyone, if the names are bothering you, you can go to your own settings and change your handle. Oh, yeah, I guess you could do that. Okay. Thank you for that public service announcement. So therefore, hey, Linda Van Pelt, Buffy, I'm glad you're here. And I know it's you, even though your name is different. That is why I'm not going to share where I went. I actually went to several places. I have been really emotional lately. All for I've missed you too, Susie with an S. For good reasons, not bad. Like nothing sad, right? But you know how I've always said I've lived where all the places I've lived, and I've never gotten a feeling of home. I've never felt like I'm home. Hey, Mrs. EP. And I went to a couple different places, right? Because I was trying to figure out where do I want to move to? Where would be accepting of me and Hux? And I found a town that I really, really liked. And I certainly have a goal now. I have a whole new goal that I want to move to this place. And I got to spend some time. This is home, Mrs. EP. This is the first time I ever felt home is on this channel. But I've never felt home in a physical location. And I found a place that I really, really loved. Grace, Linda G here. My heart is glowing to see you. Thank you, Linda G. I love you. I love you and thank you. Thank you for being a member. I just don't know how to put it. Is that Teresa? I can tell by her picture. Yes. Hey, Teresa, I'm happy to see you, babe. Welcome in. This is going to throw me off so much to have to decipher this crap. It's driving me nuts. I met some really, Linda Van Pelt. I met some really cool people. I met some new friends. Some big groups of people, actually. Like I went to some, it's not like me to do stuff like this, as much as you may say, yeah, right. I'm not the most social person. I like going out and meeting people, but I also am just as happy being at home. You are, I am I. Welcome in. I'm sure you have a different name and I know you, but welcome. I know, Jojo. I went to some big group type meetups and I met some just really neat younger people, older people. And I went to, this is unusual. We went to, thank you, Mrs. EP. We went to church. And you know how I feel about that. It's not something I'm real comfortable with. I was invited to go to a church service and I did. And I was very hesitant to do that. I have a total relationship with God. And really, really enjoyed my experience. I really enjoyed the service, and I felt, again, very at home. I did not feel uncomfortable pretty much like every time I felt ever going to what was that, my 3rd or 4th service I'd ever been to. Uh, and hey, Eric Levitt, it was really moving. It was really moving, and I loved hey, Wisconsin girl, I loved the pastor. He was amazing. He was so warm. He was so welcoming. He was so tall. He was a really cool guy. I liked him a lot, and I really, really liked his wife. And I told him all about you guys and just how much you guys have brought me to life and helped me to kind of meet myself and not feel judged. And it was just incredibly moving. It was very moving. And I felt a really big shift, if that makes sense. I felt, yes, Sarah, he did. Thank you, baby steps. She says, I'm very happy for you. Thank you. And thank you for your super chat. I felt I did. I told him all about Scientology. And this pastor said, yes, West Coast Fancy Nancy, you probably have a different name. Thank you for being a member. AFC Liverbird. Thank you for being a member. Um, Thank you, Audrey. Yeah, I don't know that I do either, but I really had a good experience at this church. It was a very small gathering, and I sat down and talked with this pastor and his wife for quite a while, and I told them all about Scientology. And he said something that I'd never heard it put this way, and you probably have. He didn't know a lot about it, and I was telling him just a quick, just a in a nutshell, like just start to now. I probably did lose weight, Susan. I was sick for several days. And he said, it sounds like, and I cried so much with this pastor. And this grown ass man started crying. It was wild. He just teared up and started crying. And he said, that sounds like serious spiritual abuse. And I've never heard those words put together like that. I've never heard that. And it really stuck with me after he said it. He said, that sounds like serious spiritual abuse. And it just hit me. And then I met him before the service, him and his wife. And then I went to the service, and I felt like for the first time, everything he was saying, I felt like he was speaking directly to me. Like he was speaking in a language I could understand. It was so different than the previous experiences. Yeah, Rain, exactly. She said, I've never heard of it like that before. And it's true. It's spiritual abuse. It totally is. And yeah, Joe. Yeah. And I just felt I don't wanna make this I don't wanna make this weird. I'm not trying to make this a God thing. I know that not everybody feels that way, and I don't wanna get, like I don't like going too far one way or the other. Um, but I will say that yeah, Jana Hertzberg, I will say that I felt a shift, and I felt like I finally, it just the previous times I had less than 5 times, right? I've been to church. So it's not like I have all these, points of references, but the previous times I this sounds terrible, but this is how I worded it to the pastor. It felt like I was watching a football game. I glazed over. I don't understand football. I know nothing about it. I couldn't explain anything to you about football, baseball, anything. And that's how I felt going to church. I was like, it just went way over my head. And for whatever reason, this guy was talking, and it was not just his words. I felt something. Like I felt very different. And I felt very grateful. And I felt like I felt incredibly less alone than I had ever felt. Like I felt really, really loved, accepted. And Teresa, I know this might sound odd, but it made me so happy to not see you on YouTube for almost a couple of weeks. It's been 2 weeks. I'm so proud of you for taking a work break and filling your own cup back up. Very well done on living. I'm going to do it every year. Thank you, Teresa. That is so nice of you. We're at the 2-year mark, babe. We just hit 2 years yesterday, August 1st. Is today the 2nd? It is. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you for your super chat, babe. Thank you. I'm glad I did too. I'm really glad I did. A lot of good things came from it. But hey, Kim is blue. This pastor said to me, and I just haven't stopped crying since. He said something, he said 2 things to me. Thank you, Sarah Blackshear. Thank you, baby steps. I agree, she says. Thank you for your super chat. Hey, my wicked tribe. That's Kestrel. I recognize your picture. So weird. They better fix this. This pastor said to me, I'm talking about a pastor, Kestrel. This pastor said to me those 2 things. 2 things. He said that Scientology sounds like serious spiritual abuse, which again, I'd never heard it put that way. And for whatever reason, those words, hey, Tony, those words really made me feel validated because we were spiritually abused. There's no other way to put it. I hate that for every single one of us. Like domestic abuse makes you want to cry. Any kind of abuse, animal abuse, like all of those things make you really want to cry. But I never thought of spiritual abuse. I never thought of that level. I love you, Lisa Kelson. Thank you, babe. Thank you for being a member. Tell Craig hi. And it really kind of shook things loose for me, just on a different level of thinking. It really truly is spiritual abuse. That's the best possible way to put it. I will use that going forward. And it makes me so sad for all of the current Scientologists and all of the ex Scientologists. It is so sad to me. And what has to be done to pick up the pieces and is that Killy Billy? I can't tell by your picture. You have a different name today. It just put things on a different, it was just on a different level of perspective for me. It was just very different. Don Perso says, when somebody says something that hits your heart, it's hard. It's usually very true. Yes. So this pastor said that to me. Yes, totally, Shelley. The layers of your onion are slowly coming apart, Reese. So many things are, Shelley, and I'm so grateful for it. Okay, that's okay, Killy Billy. I recognized your picture. This pastor also said something that really made me cry and that I haven't, hey, Michael Malloy, that I haven't stopped thinking about. And I have felt so warm. Lacey Silver says, sounds like you found the right pastor. I think I did. And I want to move to this city because of it. I really want to move there. We had a long talk. I was able to sit down with this pastor and his wife. And again, I was explaining the Scientology stuff. He didn't know much about it, but I mean, he knew enough. And yes, Buffy. And he said something about, that's how church made me feel. I really felt how I am never alone and how much God loves me. Yes, Megan Roberts, exactly how I felt. It was pretty shattering for me, really. It was quite the experience. It's something I've always kind of longed for and I haven't felt ever. And it was incredible. Thank you for your super chat, Megan. I'm trying to think of how it came to this, but he said, oh, I know. He was talking about good and evil. Okay, there's like a fly in here. He was talking about good and evil and how that's real. And again, these are things that I've not considered a lot because, thank you, Sophia, because it's just not my thoughts are usually Scientological. I'm getting so much better at thinking for myself, but it's kind of like a thing I have to filter through sometimes. Like I often have to say, that's not me, that's Scientology. Like it's getting better and better, but I've told you guys that. Oftentimes I will have to say, is that me? Or is that something I learned to think? They really do a number on you, telling you who you are, especially if you're born into it. At least that's my experience. They really tell you who you are, what you think, what you like, right? Um, it was. Teresa says, having him name your experience as a spiritual abuse must have been so validating and accepting to you. I love that is how he responded to you. That feels like being seen and loved and supported very much. Yes, Buffy. I did too. That's the best word for it, Teresa. It was incredibly validating just for me, but it made me feel validated for the other ex-Scientology community and the current Scientology community. It is spiritual abuse. L. Ron Hubbard, I never used to think, I was like, yeah, if there was a hell, is he in it? Probably. Yes. He's evil. He's evil. I wish I could buy back all the people that he stole. Hey, Lisa Vining. Thank you, Lacey Silver. Yes, Don Pariso. Yes. The other thing that he said, so he was talking about good and evil. And hey, Nicole Hazel Miller. And again, we don't look at it in those terms in Scientology so much. Like, if it's evil, it's an SP. Well, that's hard for me to accept now because I am an SP and I'm not evil. Like I know some things about myself. I'm not evil. And he was talking about that. And he was talking about how there is a lot of like evil, especially hey, Eve. I know you have a different name because I recognize your picture. Yes. Were you able to share some about your dad and how he raised you and treated you? Yes. Yes. And he cried. The pastor cried. And that made me cry. When men cry, I mean, I cry when people cry, but if this guy was like 6'6", when grown men cry like that, I get emotional. And his wife was already crying, but like, yes, he started crying. And he was saying how like social media, especially like you have to look out being in public. Like there's evil. There is evil. There's evil afoot, people. There's evil afoot. It's my new saying, by the way. There's evil afoot. You got to look out for that. And he said, I told him how, you guys know this. I told him how, I don't know what, like 9 months ago now, maybe 8. I have no idea. How I've always had questions about God, right? I've always had questions about God, and I've never been allowed to question that in Scientology. I never was. I would question it, right? I do too, Teresa. I'm really clinging to that. It speaks to me. But I told him how I'd always questioned, like I had questions. I remember being, I think I was maybe 6. It was before I went into the Sea Org with my dad when I was 6. And I said something about God. I asked him something about God. And he was like, "Why are you asking about that?" And I said, "I just want to know." I remember I was standing in his bedroom. I remember the little tiny TV with the VCR set that was plugged into it because I would watch the We Stand Tall video on it all the time. And he said, "Why do you want to know about God? Why are you asking me about God?" And I said, "I just want to know. I just wonder." And he was like, "It's a bunch of bullshit. It's called an implant." He was like, "This Virgin Mary bullshit." He was like, "This is all made up. Don't ask me again. It's all made up. That's what you need to know." And I think he might have even said something like, "It's a joke." And they mock that. He mocked that big time. And I remember at that time kind of closing up about it. Like, it's obviously not somewhere I need to go. I'm going to get someone in trouble for asking. Well, come to find out, 30 plus years later, I got in trouble for asking almost any questions, right? That didn't have to do with LRH. So I learned real quickly. It came up once for me in session, like in my 20s. And again, I was told God is an implant, God isn't real, Jesus isn't real, like none of that's real. And I was telling the pastor this, and I hated that I could never get answers, but I also wasn't pressing it that hard. I was like, okay, then I guess it's not real. And then if you remember, hey, Riley's human. If you remember, I had whatever I had, some kind of an experience 6+ months ago. And I remember, I think I met God. I absolutely know I did. Like, I remember the message. I remember the voice I got from it, which was, I've known you. You were not allowed to know me. You had no windows. It's totally okay. But here I am. And I always had this fear of God. I always felt very fearful of God because of that. I think that Scientology makes it kind of frightening a little bit. And so I never really questioned it. I got more intimidated by the idea of God as I got older. So I had this experience less than a year ago, and I really felt it. Like, I really deeply felt it. And I've never been the same since. And little by little, I have tried to talk to God. And if you guys remember, I don't really use the word blessed, and I don't really pray. I never called it prayer. I just talk to God. I'm not sure what I call it yet, but I talk to God. And I usually, over the last few months, have said, like, I keep it light and I keep it quick because I'm like, I know you're busy and I know you don't have all the time in the world. Like, I get nervous about God's time. Well, I'm getting better. Hey, Holly Day, I'm getting better at not feeling that way. And up till like a week and a half ago, I feel very differently now. So I'm sitting here talking to this pastor, and he's talking about good and evil. And I told him about that experience, and he just started crying. And he was like, "That's incredible. It's incredible." And I said, "It was. I felt so safe too. He wasn't scary. Like, God wasn't scary like I thought God was scary. It was not, it was it was like warm and welcoming and soft. And I wasn't afraid." And I feel like I'm just babbling. I don't feel like I'm good at this anymore. I took too much time off and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have confidence. Help me. I think it's because I'm sweating too. And I've crapped my pants twice today. He said to me, and I haven't been the same since, and I haven't felt as scared since about talking to God. Thank you, Wisconsin Barb. Thank you, Michael Malloy. He says to me, God, there is good and evil. And he said, "I'm so glad that you met God." And I said, "I definitely met him. I definitely met him. Like, I have no question. I have never I never worshipped L. Ron Hubbard. People worshipped L. Ron Hubbard. That's why there were photos of L. Ron Hubbard everywhere. In every org, there are pictures literally of him on every wall. And people, Jane, so glad it was a happy, productive trip. Please email when you can. I will, Jane. I just unplugged from emails, but I definitely will. Thank you, Jane. And thank you for your super chat. That was very kind. Tell your sister hello. I think she's in here. Hey, Truth Seeker. There were pictures of LRH everywhere. I was never, thank you, Kathy Burkhart. I was never comfortable with it. And it was just like if you were in a church, people would literally, you'd give a win, a success, right? Ghost Rider. Thank you, Ghost Rider. People would literally look at a photo of LRH and go to LRH, right? Am I right? To Ron. Let's give it up for LRH, everybody. It was disgusting. I never was comfortable with it. I never worshiped him. Did you guys ever see The Devil's Advocate? I love that movie. I always thought of the end of that when Al Pacino went, worship that? Never. Now, he was talking about God, right? Because he is Satan in that movie. And so different story here. But I always felt that way about L. Ron Hubbard. Worship that? Never. I believed in Scientology. I believed everything he said, but I never thought that dude was God. I never agreed with the fact that he was God. And I feel like a lot of them felt like he was a God. So I realized something when this pastor said this. I just burst into tears even harder than I was crying. He's talking about good and evil, and he goes, I'm so glad that you met God. And I said, I am too. Like it's been such an experience. It's changed everything for me. Like my daily moment by moment of every day is different now. It's just different. I can't unsee it. I can't unfeel it. Like I feel so different knowing God. And he said to me, he said, well, God wants you. And I was like, what? He said, God wants you. He was like, God wants you bad. He wants you to know him. He wants you. He wants you on his side. He wants you really bad. And I was like, now that's interesting. That was really interesting for me. And we all interpret things differently, right? So it's not going to hit you as much as it hits me. I have never, except for Fred, that's been my biggest problem. And it hit me like just a tidal wave. It hit me so hard. I have never felt wanted. Hey, Thursday before too, I have never felt wanted really by most people. And it absolutely shocked. Hey, Nicola, it shocked the shit out of me in that moment. It's like everything in my life came forward immediately in like a matter of moments. And I thought of all the times that I was like, it's okay. I can leave. Oh, I don't need to be here. Oh, I can read the room. I'm good. That's all right. Hey, I read your cues. We're good. Nope, I'm out. Bye. Like, I don't want to be rejected. So I constantly leave. Like, it is my thing in every relationship I've ever been in. I'm like, are you feeling this? You're not feeling this? Do you think I'm pretty still? Do you think I'm so insecure? It's unbelievable. Now I'm better. I'm better than I used to be. I'm much better. I've recognized it. I've worked through a lot of those things. But something I didn't notice was the huge center of it all, which was I've never felt wanted. I have never felt wanted in the spaces I've been in. I've never felt like my presence has been wanted. Every single year I was in Scientology. I don't want to say every month. It wasn't every month. But every year I was in Scientology, at least one person would say to me, well, it's because you're an ethics particle. And an ethics particle, yeah, it was a great movie, Jill Turner. An ethics particle, I'm guessing you can guess what that means. It's you're in ethics all the time. There's a saying in Scientology, the tech doesn't work if ethics, there's no tech if the ethics is out. So like if the ethics is in, tech goes in, right? Thank you, Sophia. So I was always an ethics particle, right? I was always in trouble, constantly in trouble. I told you that before, that I believe in my heart God has plans for you and wants you to do something amazing through you. Yes, you did tell me that a long time ago, Liz Tricks, and I think that's true. I'm starting to feel that more and more. I am so sorry, Mary Barons. That's horrible. Um, I'm really sad, Mary. I'm sorry to hear that, babe. Liz Tricks, I believe that that's true for everyone. I believe that's true for everyone. And thank you for being a member. I love you, Liz. Hey, Mara. Thank you, Mara. I love you, girl. That's very kind of you to say. Um, that's the center of it all. I have never fit in the spaces that I was born into the relationships that were forced on, that we were forced to be in. Like, let's face it, when you're a Scientologist, you only associate with other Scientologists. Like, they just recycle friendships and marriages, and it's a small group, right? I have never felt wanted, whether it be like with a man or a friend or in a relationship. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I have not ever really felt comfortable in your space. And I've always thought it was me because I've always been told you're a lot. You have a lot, you're constantly in trouble. I had to read jokers and degraders all the time because of my dark sense of humor and my inappropriate jokes, right? And having no boundaries. Love you, Shell. Talking about my body too much, making people uncomfortable. Hey, Angie Mo. You know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. And so I've always felt like I don't fit into that room. I'm not comfortable in that room. I make people uncomfortable. And since I started this channel was the first time. Thank you, Sophia. She says you're just fun in a boring world. For the first time, I felt on this channel very, very welcome. Like, this is the best community I've ever met, hands down. And it always will be. There won't be anybody better, right? Baby steps. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad that you're still here. Thank you for saying that, babe. Love you. Thank you for your super chat. Yes, Jill. She says, how wonderful to feel that profound safety and belonging from the inside out. Yes. And so I really started crying. Let me just skip to that. I was trying to give you a background of how unwanted, like, I just felt like I wasn't lovable. I'm not trying to sound like a sad story here. It's okay, guys. Thank you, Nicola. Yes. It's not, I'm not trying to make this sound sad. I just haven't ever really, like, my mom even, right? Is like, you're not for everybody. You're not going to be for everybody. I've just always felt that way. And that's fair. I'm not going to be for everybody. Clearly, we've learned that, right? And that's totally okay. Nobody's for everybody. But for him to, thank you, Joel Sachs, for him to say that out loud was something that had been missing. It was something that the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Think about that for a minute. How many times has that happened for you? That's happened to me a lot. You have to hear it at the right time, right? Thank you, Jojo. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. I was ready to hear that. Thank you, Christy Lynn. And when he said, God wants you, I was like, he said, God wants you bad. And I was so moved by that. Thank you, Whistle Down. I was so moved by that. And I haven't been the same since. I can't hardly explain it. But I thought, that's what's missing. I didn't have God in my life for the first 39 years, maybe 40. I think this happened when I was 40. I met God when I was 40 years old. And it makes total sense to me. And I just thought, he does want me. He absolutely does. Like, and I felt so warm. I felt wanted. And I felt like I didn't need that ever again. I didn't need that validation ever again from another human. I know that sounds crazy, but I was like, that's all I need. I really just kind of needed that. I needed that validation. I needed to feel that. And it was true. Yes, West Coast Fancy Nancy. I'm not trying to make this weird and about God so much. I'm sorry for the people who I'm making uncomfortable. I will move on from this subject. Um, hey, Kay Thompson, you had the opposite of God in your life thanks to Scientology and your family. Yes. And Tony says, I don't know how people go through life without God. Um, it's all I knew. I also have to say, though, it was one of those things. It's like when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I had to be ready to meet God. I would never be a person to push that on someone. Like, I never pushed Scientology on people when I was a Scientologist. I would not push that on someone. They have to be interested and want that, right? Like, I'm not going to be, that's why I'm even being sensitive on the channel right now, because I don't want anyone to feel like I'm pushing that. It is very much a your choice kind of a thing, right? Like, I would not want to make that weird, if that makes sense. God fills the emptiness. He has always wanted you. He was waiting for you to be ready. Yes. Baby steps. It's so true. I feel so different. And I talk to God more openly now. Like, I feel less like I'm taking up his time. I talk to him much more openly. I feel way more comfortable. Way more comfortable. Megan, oh yeah, once you feel God's love for you, you get over your people pleasing and settling for less real quick. Absolutely. It's true. It's filled a spot for me that I feel differently about there for sure. Yes, you found the faith that works for you. That's finding your anchor. Yes. I'm not uncomfortable. I have a different journey of abuse. I'm learning that God is loving and not what was held over my head as a child. See, there's the opposite. I know, Rain. Thank you for saying that. There's the opposite, like West Coast Fancy Nancy. Some people were spiritually abused with God growing up. And I don't know what's worse. There's no comparing people's trauma, but I think I would choose mine. I would have a really hard time. I know a lot of people were abused using God. People use God today to be ugly, right? Like in the name of God type of stuff. And I heard someone say God doesn't have like secretaries or people that work for him here on earth. Like, my relationship with God is private and personal with him. Like, nobody's going to tell me how to work with God. And I think that that's also very abusive. And I feel horrible for the people who yeah, it was God, it was the people. Yeah, West Coast Fancy Nancy. Absolutely, Teresa. Yeah, DNV. Totally, I am. Joanne Hawley. So happy you found God and opened your heart to him. The feeling you had, I believe it was the weight of the world on you, and now you seem to have peace and love. Thank you, Joanne Hawley. Absolutely. Yes, I love that. Yes, I think you're right. Thank you for your super chat, babe. I'm happy to see you. Yeah, Joe, I remember you saying that. That's horrible. People probably I don't know because I wasn't raised in that environment, but I didn't think about the opposite of that. People who were raised spiritually and abused using God, which is just horrible. Aw, thank you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. Your journey is helping me through, so thank you. Of course, I love that. Yes, Copper, I agree with that. So I'm glad that I took that time off. I really missed you guys. I think I took too much time off. If I hadn't gotten sick at the end, I would have been back sooner. I'm sorry, Lumen. I didn't know that her husband was abused that way. It is sad. It's horrible. You know, I didn't think about that, but some people probably grow up having a very uncomfortable relationship with God because of that reason. That's what I mean. I think I would choose my upbringing because I grew up not knowing God at all. Like God wasn't used against us. God wasn't spoken about. We were basically like, there is no God. I think it would have effed me up more to use that. Thank you, Jojo. I'm sorry, Catherine B, to use that against me as a small child. That would have been probably worse. But I don't know. Obviously, we don't compare trauma. Nothing is worse than the other. I saved something the other day that said that. I saved a lot of things that meant something to me. I saved some funny memes. People are hilarious with their clever humor. I don't know where it is. I've been gone for too long. But it was something about dang, I kind of wish I knew where it was. It was actually really I don't know. Okay, I'll have to try to find it. I don't know. It was something about not comparing. You don't compare. Hey, back the bus up. You probably have a different name, but welcome in. Who is that? I don't know. I hate this. I hate that YouTube is doing this. Were your fur babies happy when I got back? Yes. Gertie was really upset with me, and I think she still might be. I had the opposite experience with God than you, Reese. Growing up, God was pushed on me relentlessly, and it didn't matter to anyone. I felt no connection to him. I was a heathen for not believing. That's what I mean. Oh, it's Donna Lane. Okay, yeah. Hey, Donna Lane. Welcome in, babe. I knew you. This is what I mean. I think I would choose my background and past because that would be horrible. That would really screw me up about God, and that would be horrible. And I'm sorry that happened to you, Teresa. Spiritual abuse, right? It's totally spiritual abuse. I needed this. I wasn't going to church tomorrow, but Reese opened my mind that I needed to go back to church tomorrow. Thank you, Reese. That's beautiful, Michael Malloy. And I'm glad that you're going. I had an amazing experience in the city I was in. And we did do quite a bit of running around, Hux and I. Love you, Jojo, and met a lot of really cool people. Met a lot of assholes too. You know, do you ever people watch when you travel? It's tough to do. Like, it's really tough to do. I don't know that I recommend it as much as I used to. Like, it's hard for me to not go live and just start recording people. People are funny too. I have to say this. I met a lady from New York with her family, and I was in a public place, and it is fun to people watch. It is fun to people watch. I was in a public place, and she comes walking over to me, and she goes, "Did you take my fucking charger?" And I was like, here I am sitting like this. Huxley was wandering around. I'm sitting like this. This lady comes up and goes, "Did you take my fucking charger?" And I went, "What?" And she said, "Did you take my fucking charger?" She was like, my stupid ass husband's sitting over there. She was like, "I charged my phone. My charger's gone. Who took my charger?" And I was like, "Hey, Ty." I said, I didn't take your charger." And she goes, "Did you see who took my charger?" And I said, "No, my eyes have been glued to the screen of my phone." And she sits next to me for like the next 15 minutes. And she's like, "Unbelievable." She was like, "People are just unbelievable." And I said, "Yeah, aren't they?" And she was like, "My husband's a dumbass." I couldn't believe this lady. It's, "Hey, whine a little bit more." we're getting ready to go. I was in Nashville when this happened, by the way. Hey, Angel K, I love you. Sierra Terry. Off topic. I thought the girls are looking good today. Is that supposed to, are you implying my boobs? It's just a really good padded bra. Thank you so much. Thanks for paying me to say that. Wow. Thank you, baby steps. They're sweating. I'm clammy. This lady is like, she goes, do you live here? And I said, yeah, I'm not from here, but I live here. And she goes, oh, she was like, I live in New York. And I was like, weird. I totally wouldn't have guessed. Thank you, baby steps. And she goes, you ever been to New York? And I said, no, I've never been there. She was like, never been to New York. This lady was not a toothpick. Okay. It was kind of weird. She sounded like my Russian doctor. You guys remember the Russian doctor? She goes, we've been here on vacation. She goes, everybody's fat here. She was like, everybody's fat here. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, everybody eats fried food here. She was like, I've been doing nothing but eating. She was like, all this barbecue. She was like, I've been eating all these French fries. She was like, everybody's fat here. And I said, wow. Why would I be offended? None taken. And she goes, I just called my daughter. She was like, I'm going home. I called my daughter. I said, you got to get all the ingredients to make grandma's chicken soup. She was like, you need to run to the store, get everything to make grandma's chicken soup. I'm going to make a big batch. We're going to eat that for a couple of weeks. She was like, I've gained so much weight with all the fat people here in Nashville. And I said, that's great. And she goes, my daughter said, why am I having to go to the store and get all this? And she goes, I told her to shut her fucking mouth and just go get the stuff. I didn't ask her, just go get the stuff. And I said, I was told New Yorkers are rude. I said, my friend Leslie is from Connecticut, and she said, you guys are rude. She was like, rude? She was like, well, sweetheart. She goes, your friend Leslie. She goes, she's probably right. She was like, but she goes, I'm nice. She was like, but yeah, there's quite a few rude ones. But she was like, I mean, I'm nice. And I was like, yeah, with your dumbass husband over there. Yeah, you're really a nice lady. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was weird. Yeah, it was really weird. And she goes, you from here though? And I said, no, I'm from the Midwest. And she goes, well, what do you do for a living? And I never tell people. I always say I work for Google, and I don't know why I said it. I said I'm a YouTuber. And she said, oh my God. She said, are you famous? And I said, no, I'm not famous. And she goes, a YouTuber. She was like, Jim, she's a YouTuber. I was like, that's okay. It was really nice meeting you, though. I'm going to go eat some of those French fries and get fatter. All right. I was like, all right, you take care. It was crazy. Angel K, it was crazy. Hey, Candy's Life. It was crazy. The people. Then I will share this. People can be real assholes. I love people, guys, and I'm trying really hard. We went from God to now I'm going to start shitting on people. Excuse me. Found another one. There was another, strangely, but I was traveling at this point, so it wasn't strange. I almost did end up on the news, and I recorded this asshole, and I may decide to play it one day. I recorded this mother effer, and I almost threw hands. I don't even know if I can talk about it right now. I'm starting to sweat. No, she didn't ask the name of my channel, and I probably wouldn't have given it to her. I would have made something up. I should have told her I had an OnlyFans. She probably would have been quiet after that. Speaking of New Yorkers, luckily we have no New Yorkers in this chat. I almost killed this mother effer. I almost did time for this guy, and I honestly wish I would have. Like, that would have made some good content, and I probably would have been out. It would have been my first offense. I mean, I have one speeding ticket, and I was, 22? I bet I could have just paid some kind of a fee if I had killed him and just maybe done 9 months or something, and I would have been out. You guys know how I feel about dick swingers. I want to kill them. Dick swingers are a bit of a problem for me. And funnily enough, New Yorkers, this dude was from Brooklyn. Okay. Whoops. Sorry, Big Z. Big Z, your people were rude. Okay. Big Z is a New Yorker. Linda Garden Lady's a New Yorker. I didn't know we had New Yorkers. Nobody ever says they're New Yorkers in this chat. I don't do dick swingers. Okay. I have a real problem with dick swingers. When I see a dick swinger, I get dick swingy back. You know, I hadn't slept in a long time. I had been sick and I was on my way home. Okay. This was like 5 days ago. Iwa, I'm still upset about it. You can tell I'm starting to get a little upset. It's been a while since I've run into a dick swinger like this one. It's been a minute. And I still don't feel right about the fact that I didn't give it my best. Like, I wish I would have Steven Seagal'd it. I saw some cool moves once in Roadhouse that Sam Elliott did. I think there was a guy behind him and he went, like elbowed the guy in the face with both elbows. Like, I wish I would have tried something. I have to be honest. Like, I regret not doing anything. You know, when you leave a store and you get home and you're like, I regret not buying that. Like, nothing haunts us more than the things we didn't buy, right? That's how I felt. I was like, why didn't I drop kick that dude in the face? Of course, this dude was covered in tattoos because he was a tough guy, right? Oh, Tammy, I forgot you're a New Yorker. I forgot that he was a come get some. That's what I should have said to him. I have two, Rain. You have to make the noise, though, if you're going to do it, Rain. If you're going to do the Sam Elliott move, you got to do it. Come get some. That's what you have to do. I truly had thoughts. I'm not going to say a lot because we're here. I think this is a public forum. Pretty sure this isn't private. Oh, it's cool that you're covered in tattoos. I'm actually getting one this week, Joe. It's not cool to be covered in tattoos and be a dick swinger. Does that make sense? Here, let me put it into better terms for you, Joe. If you're going to be covered in tattoos, let me give you a direct quote from this fucking mother. This dude was like, I'm from Brooklyn, bitch. If you're going to do that, Joe, see yourself out, okay? Like, I don't have large hands. I wish I would have tried. Come get some. Like, I wanted to kill this dude. Okay, so here's what happened. I'm standing in a line, okay? Joe, don't do it. And if you're leaving, you better be going to a buffet. I'm standing in a line. I've shit my pants 3 times that day. I'd shit my pants, okay? I vomited, all right? Not feeling my normal self, okay? This punk ass was a bigger dick swinger because he had a group of friends with him, okay? He had a group of people with him. So he was the biggest peacock. He was puffing out his chest. All I could think of, murder. Okay, I've shit myself. Keep that in mind. I had shit myself. There's no bidets in public. You got to do what you can, okay? Now that we've shifted into gossip mode after talking about the Lord, I feel it's more appropriate to interrupt this live stream to report that I just got back from my last chemo infusion today. It's been 7 months, but I finally got to ring the chemo bell. Holy shit. That's really important. Round of applause. Thank you. You didn't have to pay for that, but thank you so much for your super chat, Teresa. That's incredible. I'm serious. That's amazing. And we love you, Teresa. We support you. We miss you when you're not here. And people ask about you all the time. We talk about you in the Zoom calls. Thank you for sharing that. And I love that so much. Thank you, Teresa. That's a big deal. And I'm glad that you waited till we switched into gossip mode. It would have been, yeah, we don't want to interrupt the Lord. It's better to do it when we're talking about this dick swinging asshole that I hope fell down a flight of stairs and got a pubic hair in his coffee this morning. Excuse me. I think I have Tourette's. You are a badass, Teresa, for sure. Noreen, I'm happy to see you. I did go live today. I took a nice heavy dose of Pepto before the stream. So far, we're good on the back end. Now, thank you for interrupting that, Teresa, and thank you for your super chat. And I am so happy for you. I'm going to get back to this dick swinging man. Again, I truly hope that he got a tuft of pubic hairs in his coffee this morning, not just one. I hope he got a tuft of pubes in his coffee this morning. Okay. And you know what I hope happened? I hope that tuft of pubes swirled around and tangled up on his hangy ball in the back of his throat, his vulva. I hope that tuft of pubes was stuck there. Hey, Becky USA. And I hope all day he's been like, ah. I hope he's been doing that all day. So I'm not really up for being from Brooklyn is not impressive. I agree. Yeah, I hope he got a tuft of pubic hairs stuck in his vulva. And I hope he couldn't get it out. I hope he had to go to a fucking urgent care and they all laughed at him. I hope that they were like, sir, are you all right? And he was like, I'm from Brooklyn, bitch. Who's from Brooklyn now, bitch? You have a tuft of pubes lassoed around your vulva, the hangy ball in the throat. I hope they had to snip that shit off. I hope he's vulvaless. So here's what happened. Let me get to it. I have no sense of humor. I was tired. I shit myself while I was sleeping. I don't know what I got. I thought it was food poisoning. It was at the tail end of us coming home. Noreen! That is so nice. Thank you so much, Noreen. Welcome back, bonus, my friend. Plus, Noreen, we're 2 years old. The channel is 2 years old yesterday. So that's also a bonus. And thank you for your super chat. Thank you for celebrating with me. I shit the bed. I shit in my socks. I'm not going to explain where else I shit because honestly, you're probably going to tune out. You can use your imagination. Thank you, Susan Cook. I wasn't feeling funny. Right? This dude, first of all, sounded like Peter Griffin from Family Guy. He sounded like Peter Griffin. And he was covered in tattoos. And he was one of those dick swingers that's super loud to make an impact on others. Debbie A! You know the types. There's women and men. Yeah, I shit in my striped socks, Renee B. There's women and men. Hey, Melissa Albert, there's women and men that do this. But do you guys know what I'm talking about? The people who are extra loud in public to try to sound cool, especially when our friends are around. We're just like turning up the volume. But I think it helps when we're from Brooklyn and we have this voice and we sound like Peter Griffin and we're just going to be even fucking louder and every other word's going to be fuck this and fuck that. And that's what he did. It was like literally Pat Jonas. Pat Jonas messaged me at what time? 3 a.m. last night. I was on the toilet shitting. She goes, what are you doing up? And I was like, I'm shitting on the toilet right now. And she was like, poor Reese, go back to bed. And I was like, doing it now. Good night, Pat. See you in the morning. Thanks for checking in on me, Pat Jonas. So for whatever reason, P. Taylor. P. Taylor. So for whatever reason, I wasn't feeling funny. Okay. Love you, Candy's Life. Hey, Gurroar. This dude is with like 5 of his friends. He's drinking and he's from Brooklyn. So he wants to be extra loud and tell us that he kept saying, I'm from Brooklyn, bitch. I was like, yeah, no, we get it. And I'm about to put your head through a wall, bitch. And I've never been violent before. Again, I've had a speeding ticket. I've never thrown a punch. I don't even know if your thumb goes out or in. Kid. Sorry, guys. She misses me. Kid. Kid.
Oh, my squeeze. Squeeze. A chubby girl. Chubby girl.
Squeezy.
The tummy. Squeezing. Squeezy girl.
Why are you running away?
Potatoes.
Um, thumbs out. Thumbs out. Really? See, I would have thought it was in. Hey, Paula Penley. Paula Penley. I recognize your picture, but your damn name isn't there. Thumbs out. Thumbs out, tits out. I'll remember that. That's how I'll know. Next time I throw a swing. So wait, thumbs out like this or like this? That's important. Like tucked up here, like this. You know what I'll do? I'll go watch a Steven Seagal movie. Thumbs out, tits out. Okay. I know this is dragging out, but it helps to talk it out. Second one. You know what? I might just try one of each. I might just do a 2 swing. Okay. Look out for the guns. It is a good way to remember Katie Fulton, and I know that we'll both remember that. So remember, I'd crapped myself. I've crapped the bed. I've done a lot in the last 24 hours, and I certainly hadn't slept much. I don't know about you, but when you have the liquid poops, mud butt, and when it's coming projectile out of the mouth, things are not as funny, and you don't sleep as much. Okay. So I hadn't slept. I was gooey. I was like pale. I was sweaty. This stupid asshole that deserves to be castrated with fishing knives is goofing around in front of his friends, thinking he's cool, right? We're in a line, and there's 2 guys and 2 women, okay? My back is to them. Poop soup. My back is to them. And this dude, I can only imagine. They start like you can hear, I don't know, P. Taylor. I don't know what I had. They're starting to get a little more physical, like you can kind of hear the movement of their feet, right? I don't know what the fuck they're doing, and I don't care. I was literally standing there with my eyes closed in this line because I just felt so sick. He shoves the girl into me. They're goofing around, whatever they're doing. And the girl goes flying so hard that I like catapulted forward. I almost fell. There was a wall close to me, and I grabbed the wall. I was immediately ready I became a honey badger. Is that what they are? A wolverine. And I turned around. Let's just pretend you're the girl. And I was like this. Okay, so I was this way. Hey, look, Noreen. I started watching you right after Live with Aaron. I was a lurker first and enjoyed your live scenes. I love you, Reese. See, we were talking about this. Honey badgers are meaner. All right. I wouldn't have guessed that, honestly. I thought Wolverine. Thanks for clarifying, Joe. I was a honey badger. That's more fitting. A cougar. Noreen, this is what I mean. The people who've been, that's a big deal. To be with a channel for 2 years. I don't know about you guys. I'm a bit of a flake. Like, I go through husbands every 2 years. This is a big fucking deal that Noreen's, the New Yorker in me. It's all these damn New Yorkers I've been around. Thank you for your super chat, Noreen, and thank you for staying with me. It's a 2-year channel now, guys. You're in it for the long haul. So let's pretend you're the girl and you got your asshole New Yorker, I'm from Brooklyn, bitch, friends, okay? A hyena. I like that too, and I kind of laugh like one. Okay, listen. I turn around and I was like, I was furious. Like I did my best. I was like, I jutted my jaw out. You know how you want to show teeth? It's Michelle Asbell. I don't know. YouTube is doing it. You know, when you want to be aggressive, you always want to show your teeth. It's hard to pull that off. And I never know if you want to keep your mouth like, if you just want to show the top row, if you want to like shake the top lip a little bit. This time I tried the bottom, kind of like bulldogged it a little bit. And I was like, I was so mad. And this girl knew it. I was so pissed. I had had enough. And so I whipped around and I gave her the mom look. It was mom eyes, but honey badger mouth. Does that make sense? It does. Like it was mom eyes for sure. It was right. Let me hold that again in case someone wants to make a thumbnail. Got it? Because that actually looks pretty good. Right. I was really mad. And I'm surprised, honestly, her shoving me that hard that shit didn't come flying out. I'm not kidding. Like, I couldn't stop shitting myself. You have Michelle Asbell, and I love you, girl. Oh, wait. Sorry, that wasn't Michelle Asbell. Lisa Cobb. I've been here for 2 years, right after Aaron. I have enjoyed your channel and look forward to your streams. Well, Lisa Cobb, thank you. Is that your real name? I hate this so much. I love you. Thank you, Lisa Cobb. Yeah. Heather Landau. What were their ages? Typical asshole ages. I would say in their 30s. Although, I don't know, I wasn't really an asshole in my 30s. Yeah, Joe Virus, I know that. Maybe my age, maybe 40s. I don't know. Way too old to be behaving this way. They acted like high school, college kids. Like way too old to be acting this way. Happy 2-year anniversary. I saw my first bear walk through my yard last night after 1 year of living on the edge of bear preserve. Did you get a picture? Can you show us in the Zoom call tomorrow, Heather? That's amazing. What kind of bear? I love bears. Next time you just go out and give him a little. I would go out and I'd be all over it. I do too, Kestrel. Thank you for your super chat. So I mom eyes her. And I was like, and she knew it. She went, I'm so sorry. Like she was like, I'm so sorry. Like she knew, whoops, like this girl isn't. I was so pissed. And I kept staring at her and I didn't say anything. And she goes, I'm really, really sorry. She must have said sorry 6 times before I finally turned back around. But she went, I'm really sorry. I am so sorry. I'm really sorry. And I was like, and I turned back around and this fucking Brooklyn guy, whom again, I hope he like George. I mean, I'm stealing this from George Carlin, but he should be disemboweled with a wooden spoon. Okay. Castrated with fishing knives, thrown from a helicopter screaming. But at the very least, I hope that he got up today. I hope he went and got some coffee. And I hope there was a tuft of pubic hair. And I hope that tuft swirled around and got caught in his hangy ball vulva. You have, Pat Jonas. You've been here since the beginning. So I turned back around and this stupid asshole just had to keep going. They just kept laughing. They thought it was hilarious, right? Like the girl was trying not to laugh. She was like, and he's laughing loud and he's drunk. And he goes, why so fucking serious? You had to ask, didn't you? You had to keep going. You had to keep going. Hey, Nick, you had to keep going. We couldn't just cap it there. Sandy Wendy, we couldn't cap it there, could we? No. We had to continue to poke the honey badger. Okay. So I went from bottom teeth. Wait, how did I do it before? Hold on. That's what it looked like before. He goes, why so fucking serious? This time I whipped around and I had circle mouth. I was like breathing fire. I didn't say anything the first time. I try to be quiet in public these days. And I thought, you know what? That train's never late. I've only had one speeding ticket in my whole life. If I kill this guy, I have a feeling I'm going to do a little bit of time. I'll get out, I'll get a cool prison tat, right? Like it could be worth it. I started racking up the charges in my mind and like racking up like balancing the cost benefit analysis in my mind, and I was like, it's worth it. I heard like a ding, 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 ding. Go, Reese, go. You can do it. It's okay. You can explain this away to the judge. It's fair. You'll be like, Your Honor, I shit myself. I shit the bed. I shit in my socks. I had had enough. This guy wasn't worth being around anymore. Society didn't need him, right? Like his therapy was going nowhere. He was a menace. And I feel like the judge would have been like, You shit in your socks? 9 months, girl. Get a cool tattoo while you're in there. Show it to me when you're done. Get back out there and be somebody. Write a book. And I was like, Your Honor, I'll see you then, sir. I will, Michael Malloy, and thank you for being a member. Temporary insanity. Like the guy was not worth the salt. Is that how they say it? So back to what's real. I turn around this time and I was like this. The mom look was gone. It was just total crazy look at this point. I was just like, and I just said, Hey, Florence. I said, Why so fucking serious? I said, Because I haven't slept in 24 hours and I've shit myself twice and I shit in my sock. And I said, Did you want an actual answer or were you just being passive aggressive? This dude shut his fucking mouth so fast. Like I thought he was going to come back with something and he did not. Him and his entire crew zipped their lips like the little babies that they were, like the little punk ass bitches that they were. They were like, I felt like a drill sergeant. They were like, Sir, yes, sir. It was crazy. It was, and I really did say that. I was like, Why so fucking serious? And I was so pissed. I was so mad. I was shaking. Like I was like, I haven't slept in 24 hours and I've shit myself and I shit in my socks. And I said to him, I go, Did you want an answer? Or were you just being passive aggressive? I was so mad. Did I miss someone? Hey, Dark Roast. I hope whatever I had, I passed on to him just by spewing my saliva particles at him. I was really pissed. Like I had, kid, did you want back out? Kid, let me see you real quick though, girl. Let me squeeze you, girl. Let me say hello. Kid, you squeezy ass. All right, see you later. Excuse me. I don't usually have the balls to talk like that in public. Just so you guys know, I'm not trying to sound like a tough guy. I don't usually do that. I would not usually ever say that. Huxley was with me. I was in a line. I was standing in line. Huxley was sitting like away. He didn't want to stand in the line. So he was sitting looking at his phone. He was nowhere. He didn't hear any of it. Thank God. And I probably wouldn't have said that in front of him. I could be a voice actor. My favorite is the narwhal in Elf. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Bye, buddy. And the penguin. Remember the penguin? Bye, buddy. Bye, buddy. I did do the accent. Oh, I 100% mocked and mimicked that guy. Absolutely. I was like, Why so fucking serious? Oh, yeah. I didn't fuck around. I was like, You're from Brooklyn? I can switch it up and be from Brooklyn too. Like, it's unbelievable. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Oh, no, I totally did his accent. I was like, I shit in my sock. And I said to him, I was like, Did you want an answer? Were you just being passive aggressive? I can sound like Peter Griffin's wife from Family Guy too. Get the fuck out of here. I was done. I had shit myself. Well, hey, Brock Bandy, good to see you. Nice to be in here. I love that. I feel kind of bad that we did the whole God talk and now I'm just like spewing on the human race. But I had enough. And I usually, like I said, I would not usually, especially because he had a group of people. something came out. Maybe it was God because that had happened after all this. Maybe God was like, "Do it, girl, go for it. Huh, come get some." That's how I felt about this guy. Like, you had Sam Ellioted yourself enough from Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze. I've had enough, Steven Seagal. Like, this dude was Steven Seagal from Above the Law in 1987, and I had had enough. He was so Marissa Tomei and my cousin Vinny. Yes. I bet the Chinese food here is terrible. Yeah, you blend. I wish I had gone live at that moment too. I recorded him. I recorded him and he knew it too. He walked away as soon as he figured it out. Yes, he did. Baby steps, he loved it. And thank you for your super chat. He did. Thank you, babe. I recorded it. I don't know if I want to play it or not. I don't know if that's legal. I think it is because it's just a voice. Like, how is he going to prove that's him? And how will he ever know? I recorded it and I purposely, so what I did, I hit the record button and I set my phone and the microphone close to him and I let him go for a good minute and a half. And then I recorded him on camera record. Now that I wouldn't show. I wouldn't show his body or his face. And so I was holding it up in front of him on purpose. And eventually he figured it out. Like I was like just doing this and I was looking at him and he started to watch me and I was like, and then I stopped the recording and I went, "Are you getting this?" I said, "Did you hear this shit? Can you hear this shit?" I did that on purpose, even though there was no one there. And he was like, and he totally just disappeared into the night. The dude just took off. I'm sure it's legal to do that. I was like, I'm going to play that shit on my show. That could be a show in itself. Like, go out. Hey, Barbara Wade. Kay Thompson, I do retain movie knowledge quite well. That in itself could be a really fun YouTube channel. I'm not kidding. Go out into the world. If you could make money doing it, go out into the world and record all the dick swingers because there's plenty of them. There's plenty of them. Record them, right? Make them famous. The faux phone act. Yeah, I run that game all the time. Katie Fulton, it's a great thing. I wish I just would have gone live, honestly, but I wasn't sure if I was going to shit myself in that moment. It would be hilarious. Marie Marion, it depends on the state you're in, but if you just record somebody's voice, a random ass stranger, I don't know. I'll have to talk to my privacy attorney about it, but I think just a random ass stranger, how are they going to prove, like, if you're not recording their face, their body? Right. Tennessee is not a two-party consent state. It's a one-party. Trust me, I have a privacy attorney and I know that for sure. Love you, Joe Virus. It would be great to do that. I just think it would be great to make fun of people. However, I am not a troll. Brian Webb, I missed you too. I'm glad that you're here. That's true too. B. Lewis is right. There is no expectation of privacy in public. I just answered my own question because of you. Thank you. Yes, you can do it. You can do it. You can go record anybody anywhere in public. There is no expectation of privacy in public. There you go. Yes, you can. He had it coming for sure. He had it coming for sure. What was I just saying? Hey, Laureen, Renee. The I shit my socks defense. Yeah. If she shit spits, yeah, you must acquit. Yeah. What was I just saying? I was going to say something. It is. Oh, that's a good point. If in public all is fair, or so we should all have learned from the Coldplay concert. Is that dude really suing? Is that dude really suing? I read that dude was suing Coldplay. That's the funniest thing I'd ever heard in my life. Suing Coldplay. Yeah, you can't record their face, but otherwise it's public. You can though, I'm pretty sure. Like I remember when I was with Aaron in Florida and we were going around, he is really suing. Oh my God. When I was with Aaron in Florida and we were streaming, there was a couple of times I heard people say to Aaron, like, don't record me or something. And Aaron was like, I can absolutely record you. There's no expectation of privacy in public. I'm pretty sure you can. But I mean, I don't need to show the dude's face and I wouldn't. Oh, that's what I was saying. I'm not a hate channel. I'm not a troll channel. So I would not want to waste my time going around making fun of people. I only make fun of people if they hit first, if they throw the first shot. I'm not just going to go around being mean for sport. I could because it's the Scientologist in me. And if we're trying to do anything, it's to be mean for sport, especially to people who did nothing back to you first. And that's just a really gross way to live. And I won't do that. But it would be funny. Pretty sure we're going to need I shit my socks t-shirts. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I don't know, Lazy Silver. I don't know. How could you sue someone on the grounds that you're a cheating dumbass? I don't know how you could sue for that. You were in a public place. You were at a concert. That is still the funniest story. That is so funny. Yeah, I don't know the laws on that. I don't know. But again, I don't want to. The only reason I was mean to that guy is because he shoved that woman into me and then laughed at me and then made fun of it by going, why so fucking serious? Like, first of all, let's just get that out of the way real quick. I think my biggest pet peeve in life, there's two. One is entitlement. I absolutely cannot stand entitlement. If you, I can hardly get this out. It makes me so mad. Like when someone did it to me while I took the time off, I held a door for someone and she walked right through it and said nothing. And every time someone does that, I always say, don't say thank you. Don't say thank you. It's so rude to me when anyone does anything. Remember, I told you my ex-husband, I'd sit down in a restaurant with him. The waitress would walk up and he'd go, Coke, we want that appetizer with the blah, blah, blah. So anyway, and I would be like, you did not just do that to a human being, right? Like you did not just not acknowledge that person exists. Like, did you really just bark orders at that person? That's so gross to me when people do that. So that entitlement. The other thing that I can't stand in human beings is passive aggression. I cannot stand people who are passive aggressive. Like I feel Kim is blue. I feel the Scientologist rising up in me when it happens. And that's what happened when I was standing in that line. The first time she did it, and I whipped around and I was like, I chilled. My beehole unclenched and it didn't, nothing projectiled out of it. That was great. The second time it happened, or no, the second when they started laughing at me and the guy was like, why so fucking serious? First of all, he said it under his breath. So, yeah, I mean, on a normal day when I'm not shitting in my socks, I feel like maybe I would have handled that. Hey, Andy, I feel like maybe I would have handled that on a more mild level, but I'm not so sure that I would have. I'm not so sure that you would have. I have to be honest. I don't know that you guys would have. If somebody shoved a person into you and you had just crapped yourself, you crapped the bed the night before, Brian, you're a little angel. You're everything but the wings. And I hope you know that. Thank you, Brian. That's for 2 years. I know you didn't write any words with it. Our channel is 2 years old yesterday, Brian. Our channel. It's our community. And we are 2 years old, guys. We made it. We made it. It's all downhill from here. Uphill. We're going to die on this hill. That's what they say. I love you, Brian Webb. And thank you. I really missed you. Let me just ask the audience here. Well, there's 310 of you. Please hit subscribe. All right. I want everybody, let's just close our eyes. Okay. It was a Dexter day. Let's all close our eyes and pretend that we're from the Midwest. We're not New Yorkers. We're not any of that. Nothing from the East Coast. Okay. We're just from the Midwest. We're cool. We grew up in a cult. We have a weird thing about old men. Still trying to work through our wanting to have sex with Anthony Hopkins thing as Hannibal Lecter. And it's not something I'm fully have worked out or able to talk about yet. Close your little eyes. You just shit the bed, not at home. Okay. You're not at home. Keep that in mind. You shit the bed, not in your own house. It's always weird to shit a bed when you're not at home. Um, you shit in your socks, your cool striped vintage looking 70s socks. You're not yourself. You've got some sort of a stomach bug and you love to eat, but you can't. Okay. You're standing in a line with your eyes shut because you're so tired because you can't control your rectum. Okay. Yes, Kim is blue. If you would, that'd be great. Look on Amazon. I like a red, white, and blue vintage stripe, like a half, like an ankle sock, if you would. Thank you so much for offering. You're not yourself, right? You want to eat pizza, but you can't. Do you know what that's like? Get real. You're in line. You got these dick swinging assholes behind you, shoving a woman, projectile catapulting you forward to where your asshole is finally relaxed. And now you risk mud butt happening again. And then they laugh at you. Okay. They laugh at you. What would we do? What would you guys do in this? What do you do in that situation? I tried to control it, but the demon Scientologist came out in me and I lost it. I was going to say I lost my shit, but I didn't lose my shit. It stayed in there. If I got shoved and it made me poop my pants and oh, that's terrible, Rain. In public, I probably would have flung it on them at that point and ran out crying because I pooped. Now, here's the hard part there. You know, when you turn on the faucet of your sink, that's exactly what was happening. There was no flinging, Laureen. You know what I mean? There would have been no flinging. That is why I was hoping you'd piece that together. That's why I shit in my socks, right? That's why I shit my socks, because there was no flinging. This was when you turn your faucet on, kind of a deal, Laureen. So I ask you, what would you have done? What would you have done? Well, I did what I knew how to do as a Scientologist. I mocked them and I attacked. Now, again, I was willing to throw hands, and I kind of wish, looking back, I don't usually react that way, but I kind of wish that I would have jumped on that dude. I think it would have been, it was like a colonoscopy prep. I kind of wish, I think it would have been funny to just hurl myself. Like he hurled that woman at me, like to just jump on him. But unfortunately, we're on camera everywhere, are we not? And you know what would have happened? He shut up. He shut up immediately. He never said another word. Somehow the laughter stopped. You know what would have happened? He would have cried like a little girl and he would have been like, "This woman assaulted me."
Yeah,
After,
sorry to interrupt, but I cooked some chicken breasts, like a lot, and I left that thing out, let it cool down. That's why I'm laying it on the counter.
okay, well, I can't see that, honey, so that's perfectly okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They crossed my path. You know what I just realized? I'm not one of those people who would scream assault over anything. Like that's not going to happen. But I just realized something. Kid. Okay. I just realized something. Was that assault? You know how people scream assault these days, like over anything? I can't stand it. Was that assault? Him shoving her into me? Like my entire body went flying forward. I had to catch myself on a wall or I would have gone down. Is that considered assault? Battery. Huh. Yeah, no, he wasn't expecting you to come back at him. Total brainless, loudmouth, dick swinger. Yeah, oh, he was a total dick swinger. He was a you should have heard this guy. He literally said before this all happened, I was listening. Well, kid. I was listening to him. And he was like, "I'm from Brooklyn, bitch." I was like, oh my God, the loudmouth dick swingers are always the weakest. What was his intent? I don't know. I don't think he was trying to push her into me. Like, I don't think he was trying to do that. I think it just happened. I think he shoved her too hard and she went flying. Um, yeah, it would probably be something. Not that I would go running and screaming and call a cop over that. But when I think about it, that probably is. That probably is something like that. Kid, what are you, kid? Kid, what are you doing, girl? You reaching for the Lord? Kid's reaching for the G's. Look at her reaching for JC. Kid, take a tiny Jesus, put him in your pocket. Bleep, 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 bleep. Speaking of, where's Martin? I haven't seen him. Um, Probably not assault or battery unless his intent was to hit you. I save assault and battery for real people who are like victims of that. I would not go screaming assault or battery over someone doing that. I think it gets overly abused using that, but I just wondered if it would be. Now that I think about it, I wonder if it would be. But yeah, that guy was a total weak ass. Like the second I said what I said, his face, I don't know that the color went away in his face, but all expression in his face, he was like he had no idea I was going to say what I said. I had no idea I was going to say it. Honestly, Marie Marion, she's sleeping. I had no idea. Kid, 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 you've been really needy, girl. Oh, you're squeezy. That's an emotional support potato right there. I didn't know I was going to say it. And honestly, reckless endangerment. He endangered everyone's clothing. He sure did. And my asshole. She is a huggable floof. I didn't expect to say what I was going to say. It's not like me to, I'm not, I would not normally say something like that, but he was a bully. If someone should have, if someone shoved you, it would be assault. Do enough to do that. Honestly, I'm not the bravest I get is like what I said to the lady when I held the door. I went, "Don't say thank you." Like I'm not usually barky like that. I don't usually play those games with people because they want you to. People do that intentionally. They bull bait. Essentially, that's what they're doing. They're bull baiting you. And I'm a trained person in bull baiting to not react to that stuff. So I don't really care when people get excited and loud and dick swingy and they think they're cool. Hey, Lenora Gray, love you, babe. Um, people really, if you people watch, do you guys ever notice how cool people think they are? Like, do you ever notice that? Do you ever notice how cool people think they are? It's really embarrassing and cringy. Like this dude, I wish I could have gotten that on record. This dude literally said, I'm from Brooklyn, bitch. Like, hey, love it. Can you imagine saying that in public, in private, in the shower, in a dumpster? Can you imagine saying that? I cannot imagine saying that. I can't. It's the most embarrassing, cringy thing. I mean, should I try it? Am I missing? Is there something I'm missing? Like, should I be like, I'm from the Midwest, bitch? Should I be like, Cornhuskers, bitch? Come get some. Is there something I'm missing? Like, he expected me to be a meek little lady. He didn't say that to me, P. Taylor. This guy was dick swinging. He was being really loud and cow tipping. We got 4 seasons, bitch. Like, am I wrong? Or is it just people from Brooklyn? Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine Pat Jonas being like, I'm Australian, bitch? No, you can't because Pat Jonas wouldn't do that. Like, I gotta be honest, and hash brown casserole, bitch. That's right. Kim is blue. Green bean casserole, bitch. Like, am I missing something here? Like, I don't want to be mean to the men here, okay? But like, Canadian dry, bitch. Clearly Canadian, bitch. Come get some. I can't believe it. I'm still embarrassed for this dude. Cali Blue, Oh, damn, Heather. It's mainly men. Reese, I'm so cool. You know I'm stuck on myself, right? Yeah, Brian Webb, exactly. But it is mainly men. I very rarely hear women doing this shit. It kind of goes hand in hand with like, I'm from London, bitch, Armene. It very much goes hand in hand with like murdering people. It's mainly men. Sorry, guys. But it's very strange to me to dick swing. Dick swinging is, I have a lot of friends from Brooklyn and superb human beings, and they would never claim that douchebag as their own. You know what I think, Bigsy? That dude probably wasn't even from there. I can talk like I'm in New York. I could talk like this all day. I could have started my YouTube channel this way and you guys wouldn't have any idea. Honestly. I talk fast. I love coffee. The Sopranos, favorite show. Goodfellas, get out of here. Right? That dude probably wasn't even from Brooklyn. Honestly, it's like I say, money talks, wealth whispers. If you have to scream, I'm an alpha male, you're weak, right? That dude, my guess, haven't you heard of like people who fake British accents? Mara, people who fake British act like some people, what is that called? It's like it's like where people fake diseases and stuff like to get attention. What is that called? It's something. That dude probably, oh, is that Anita Card? It is. I could tell by your picture. I hate that YouTube is doing this. I have to play guessing games with you guys. Hey, babe. Anita, we're 2 years old yesterday. Welcome back. Um, yes. Dick swingers. Munchausen. That's it. Bigsy, I almost wonder if that dude was not from Brooklyn. He was also covered in tattoos. Like he just had the whole like Hulk mentality and like he even like talked like this. You know how like guys do that too? He was like, I'm from Brooklyn, bitch. I was like, I'm from Omaha. Who gives a shit? Like no one cares. Nobody cares. I just think it's so we could do a whole show on this sometime. Like I want to go out and stream this. I want to go people watch stream. It's so interesting to watch who thinks they're really important. Like there's public figures that do it too, but like it's such a turnoff. Nobody I know from Brooklyn ever feels the need to announce it. He stenched insecurity. Yes. That's why I think Bigsy, he probably wasn't from Brooklyn. He was probably faking it. For anyone to say, quote, I'm from Brooklyn, bitch, I would rather paint my house with a Q-tip. That is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard. Like, I was like, sir, all of us are dumber. What was the end of that movie? Nowhere in that entire dissertation that you just gave did you come to any kind of rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for hearing what you just said. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. That was a hilarious movie. Nobody can fake an Australian accent. That's probably true. Bye, Mara. Love you, babe. Thank you. Yeah, he was totally insecure. But it's interesting to watch people like you can tell the dick swingers, and women do it too. Women do it too. They get super loud. Do you guys ever notice people who get really loud? Like they project. Is that old Charlie? I can't tell if that's old Charlie's picture. I think it is. Reese, he was excited to brag because New Yorkers are notoriously unimpressed. Reese, that's true. You should run around telling people you're from Nebraska in your most dick swingy voice just to see what reactions you get. Maybe we should try streaming it. Would I say bitch or would I just be like, I'm from Nebraska. Come get some. Go Cornhuskers. Like, should I try it? Although that's a Seagal voice. I'd have to come up with my own. You'd have to do the Midwest smile. Fair dinkum. Okay, that is old Charlie. Fair dinkum. Hold on. Let's try it with a Midwest. Let me hold on. Let me just pretend I'm in the Midwest for a minute. And I've never met you before. Hold on. That's the Midwest smile. So I'd have to be like, I'm from Nebraska. Yeah, he was a wannabe Jersey guy. I don't know where this total piece of crap came from, but even just to shove a woman like that or a man, another human being, show your bottom teeth, or is that when you're flirting? I forgot trying to do that. Remember to bite your lip when you're flirting? That's different when you're out in the wild, Big Z. This time I was trying to be extra tough. So I was like, if anybody wants to screenshot that again for a thumbnail, that was pretty good. Hold on. Wait. Ooh, that hurts my jaw. Quick, do it fast. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I just can't get over, like, sometimes when you see somebody and like, this is going to sound judgmental because it is. When you see a person and the outfit can be so bad. Like maybe it's just like a total crazy like pattern with another pattern or something, but it's off, right? Like you see it and you're like, wow. And you look at the person and you're like, did you leave in a rush, or like do we need to go to Home Goods to get a mirror? Like, I'm not sure that you thought that through, kind of a thing. It usually happens to me a couple times a year. It's not like every day, but sometimes you'll see one and you're like, holy shit. Like, I don't know that I could have done any worse. Like, that's really bad. That's the kind of thing that was happening with this guy. He thought he was so cool to yell, I'm from Brooklyn, bitch. I was like, holy shit. Right? Like, wow, they still make you? Like, I didn't know they made this model anymore. Like, do you really, like, it's so I'm better than you. It's so entitled. It's so awful that all you can do is just really truly wish that they're in an icy environment and just like slide down those stairs. And then they get up and hobble to a coffee shop where they will have a giant tuft, not one hair, a tuft of pubic hairs in the coffee. What color Oakleys? I wear Oakleys. Does that make me a dick swinger? It depends, Brian. Let me ask you this. Are they the giant white ones? Hold on. Don't answer yet. Oh, I should do it like that. I'm from Tennessee, bitch. Or, hold on. Are they the giant white ones with the blue lenses, the mirror blue lenses? But do you also drive a huge truck with a lift kit? So I need to know this. Do you drive a truck with a lift kit? So like the giant tires that you need to get on a ladder, to get into the truck. And then on the back of it, do you have one of those stickers that like has the picture of the guy peeing on something? So it's a combination of things. You can't just have the Oakleys, Brian. Do you have the white, thick, okay, gold rims? You're good. No, that's fine. You're not a dick swinger. The white specifically, okay, they're metal. You're good, Brian. No. They would have to be the white, thick Oakleys with the blue mirrored lenses. You'd have to have a giant truck that you need a ladder to get into because the tires are so big that you can't get in. So you get the ladder and you pull yourself up by the steering wheel. And then you'd have to have some sort of a sticker on the back that's really awful. So it has to be a combination. It has to be a trio, Brian. It has to be a trio. It can't just be one. You have to have all three in order to be a dick swinger that we hope drives off a cliff. Okay, they're gold metallic and you drive a Ford Escape. No, I would say that you're absolutely amongst the good folks of this community. Absolutely. The sticker with the guy peeing. Yeah. I can't get over it. Oh, yeah, the nuts that hang off the back of the truck. Yeah, something like that. Something like that for sure. That would have to be a combination of things for you, Brian. And I already knew the answer to that because I know you. as we wind down this stream, I just have to say it is cringe, and it would be a fun show to go out and find those. Yeah, Riley's human. This was a weird stream. I get emotional and cry sometimes at church. My emotions got overwhelmed. Get over. I cannot be at the Zoom tomorrow. Maybe next month. That's okay, babe. We love you. We'll see you next month. This was a weird stream for those reasons, and I haven't fully worked through it yet. I hope to by the end of this day, by the next business day for sure. I'm sorry that we went through the way we did. We talked a little bit about my church experience and my trips and God, and then we went right into wishing that the dick swinger man gets a tuft of pubic hairs in his coffee. And then as he drinks it down, it doesn't go past, it hits the hangy ball, the vulva in the back of the throat, and swirls around, and they tie. Thank you, Kim is Blue. Yeah, again, just the ankle socks, if you would, with like a red, white, and blue stripe. I hope that the tuft of pubes tie themselves to the vulva, and I hope that they get very stuck. And then we also hope that the man for the rest of the day is like, I'm from Brooklyn, bitch. Like, we hope that he sounds awful, right? So that's that. And other than that, though, it was really spiritual time off. And love you, Paula Penley. And Barbara Waite, I love that. Thank you. It was incredibly spiritual. Yeah. Other than that, it was great. That is full circle, Bigsy. You started talking about God and ended the stream by talking about a guy who clearly thought he was God. That is full circle, and I couldn't agree with you more. There are many videos of people doing awful things and creators exposing them. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. You could take that too far, though. Like, I think it's okay to probably, I don't know. I think there's a fine line on making fun of people. I don't want to just make fun of people that haven't done anything to me, if that makes sense. Right? You took 2 weeks off and stood up for yourself in public when someone was stepping on your boundaries. Yes. Do you see how different you are now compared to 2 years ago? I celebrate your growth. Thank you, Teresa. And thank you for being here with me. And we celebrate you on your last chemo. Thank you, babe, for sharing that today. Is there a charity we can send out pubes to when we shave our panty hamster? We can call it locks of, or just tufts of love. I like that too, a tuft. She is passed out, Buffy. I love that, Meredith. A lot of people do that with us. Pricks are a part of life. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Barbara Waite. I love you guys, mods. I absolutely love you guys. I missed all of you. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for waiting it out. I'm sorry that I took so long to come back. I intended to come back almost a week ago, but I really did get super sick. And I think I'm out. I think I'm out of the woods. I do. I think I'm going to be okay. I haven't felt once like I was going to crap myself, and I don't feel as sweaty and clammy now. Love you, Poopy Pants. Thanks, Yadira. Love you too. Love you, Kestrel. Thank you for being here, guys. Please hit subscribe on your way out. Who knows? Maybe they unsubscribed you. Maybe you don't want to be subscribed. And you know what? Don't do it because I said. Think for yourself. We don't do the group think here. Love you, Angel K. I thought about you while I was gone. I will, Kim is Blue. I need to keep drinking water. I will be back. Oh, I won't be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Zoom call. I hope you guys will be there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a full long one tomorrow. Kind of just lack of sleep. We'll see. Just be prepared for that, guys. I don't want to push myself is what I'm trying to say. And thank you, babe. Aw, baby steps. Thank you for the super chat. Guys, thank you for the super chats. I'm really happy. We celebrated 2 years. I wish I could have done it yesterday. I could not bring myself to do it. I was really quite sick yesterday. I'm surprised I've made such an improvement by today. It was bad yesterday. I was kind of worried about it. Poop, hooray. Yeah, Kim is Blue. Not too long on the Zoom tomorrow. I will. I really don't want to overdo it. Oh, thank you, love it. No, I'm okay. I'm back. Love you, Rain Virus. Love you, Anita Card. And Baby Steps, thank you for your super chat. Guys, thank you for celebrating 2 years with me. It means a lot. Love you, Debbie Zito. It means a ton. And I'm really glad we made it. I'm glad we're going to keep going. We're not going to stop. And thanks for being here with me. Thank you for your time. Thank you for waiting. And again, thank you. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the memberships. And I will see everybody on the Zoom call tomorrow. Thank you, Rabbit Lady. And yeah, baby steps. I just don't want to overdo it tomorrow. That's all. Puka Vista, love you, babe. Thanks, Kim is Blue. Armine. All right, guys. I'll be back Monday. And thank you for being here with me. I love you all. Hit subscribe. And uh-oh. Did they change that? No, I found it. Here comes Fred. Love you guys.